Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Learn with Jason. Today we have David Kartuzinski back on the show after our doomed attempt to do this last time. I've got the battery fully charged. It's going to be a great show today. David, how you doing? You
Doing great today. It's nice in Paris.
good? Well, cool. So your internet just froze up a little bit
Yeah,
there, that's a concern. But it doesn't look like it's my fault this
yeah,
time.
that's what. Yeah, yeah. It's no, now it's me, which is really cool. All right. Um, okay. How's this?
I think we're okay. Um, I have
Hello.
I have faith
Oh,
in us. No, can you not hear me? No way. How's this is the doomed this is the doomed stream. Can the chat, can y'all hear me? Like am I frozen? Is it my connection? This is fun. Okay. So, uh oh, you're back. You're back and your
yes, I'm
connection
back.
is
Okay,
working.
good. Yes.
Okay. All right. I have faith in us.
Okay.
Let me turn your mic up a little bit. I guess I need to turn mine down a little bit. Okay. So David, welcome to the show. We are very excited to have internet working. Like things are functioning. It's going to happen
Yes.
today. I have faith. So, do you want to tell us a little bit about who you are, where you came from? We have the benefit of having already had this talk once, so I definitely want to hear about your transition into tech, like what you were doing before.
Very cool. So many 15 years ago, I was in like a hotel, person, like a concierge at a nice hotel. And then I decided I wanted to be a C++ programmer. And I ended up in Joomla. And I thought that was great and so much easier than C at the time. No compilations, so on. But then ultimately went to WordPress and did that for about 10 years. And then about 4 years ago, I had a client. He showed me the light, so to speak, about cosmetics. And I moved back to France with my family and learned about cosmetic formulation over a couple of years, and then went to Taiwan. Had a lab, some laws changed, and now about a year ago I came back to Paris. Had had been using or trying to use Strapi in Taiwan, and then they had a position open for developer advocate, and it was like the only job I've ever wanted to ever have in my entire life. And so for like 3 months, I begged and borrowed and stole. And finally, they're like, okay, fine. And so I've been here now for about 10 months, 9 months or whatever. And I've been having a wonderful time learning this entire ecosystem and really learning about Gatsby. I met you in December, and just like so I'm the developer advocate here, and that's what I do now.
Awesome. Very cool. So today we are going to build a site using Strapi, and so let's talk a little bit about what Strapi is.
All right.
Take us away
Okay.
because I probably have
Okay.
lots of questions, but I think you know it.
Okay, so Strapi is what we're calling now a headless CMS,
Hmm.
and in the same vein as WordPress, it's MIT licensed and you can host it anywhere you want. It's private data. The difference, I think, for people who know WordPress is that here you're database agnostic, so you can choose from 4 or 5 different databases, and you're front end agnostic as well. And so if you like JavaScript and the JavaScript stack, you're going to find working on a node server with a node-based CMS and whatever front end, very, very, very nice.
Yeah.
Uh, you don't have to be a professional in 3 different languages, 3 different server technologies, and the benefits of a JavaScript tech stack. And
Yeah.
so Strapi meant and means to bootstrap your API. So in addition to IoT and anything where data has to go anywhere, we're finding a lot of, about half of our use cases to be websites. And
Mm-hmm.
a very popular one is Gatsby. So as a front end. And so here we are, we're gonna, talk about how to take a Gatsby site that's with Gatsby and turn it into one that's being managed by Strapi.
Nice. We're getting compliments from the chat. Thanks, chat.
Yay.
So Strapi is Strapi a Node app then?
Yeah, it's a Node app. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Awesome. This is super cool. So we're going to get started. I do have a question. So you work for Strapi full time.
That's right.
How does Strapi does Strapi have income, or is it funded by another company? Like how do y'all stay afloat?
So we're funded by an investment type of thing, and um, and we have plans to launch an income stream as we do the whole network effect thing and get more users and so on.
Yes, plans. No,
Yes.
that's
No,
actually
no.
super
I mean,
exciting.
the thing is that our investors are really like, just grow the user base, make everybody happy. That is top priority. This is what we're doing. You live, breathe your users. You live and die by them, and listen to them, get them what they want.
Well, great. That's great. Okay, so dig it. I'm in. Let's get started. I'm hitting the get started button. I feel like this may have been the wrong button to hit.
That is definitely the wrong button to hit.
Okay, what button should I hit?
We're gonna open up your command line, and the reason why we're gonna do that is because you're gonna work on an almost released branch of Strapi.
Okay,
next.
should we look at this before we start cloning it?
Sure, you can look. Yeah,
and
you can look at
is
it.
this the site here?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is something that makes me super happy. David, before the stream, put together this site for Food with Friends, which Food with Friends is it's a thing that Kyle Shevlin and I do here in Portland, where we just invite anybody from the community to come hang out with us. We go to food carts or things like that. It's so much fun, but it's all been very informal. We do it through Twitter. We have a tiny letter for it, and that's really it. And so David has gone far above and beyond to put together this website that will allow us to show where Food with Friends is happening and keep a historical record of them. So I love this. This is such a cool idea. Do you want to talk about how this is built right now?
Okay, so what you're looking at is a Gatsby site only.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is you're going to clone this, and then we're going to move it over and manage the data from Strapi.
And this is the code, right? Is the Food with Friends?
That's the one that says starter. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm going to git clone this one, and we'll put it in this folder that I created that's empty. Mm-hmm. And I need to check out the enhancement branch. Is that right?
Yes, please. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to git checkout enhance. Okay. And then I'm going to install things.
Yeah, and Jim is saying that Strapi uses MongoDB, PostgreSQL, MySQL, MariaDB, and SQLite.
All at once?
Well, anyone that you want.
I'm teasing you.
Well, you're reading into the future.
No, that's great. So the thing that's interesting is I came from a PHP background, so I was always on the LAMP stack. And that meant that my whole experience with any of the SQL languages was MySQL. And it's only been recently that I've started learning more about what Postgres can do versus SQLite versus whatever. And I still only sort of get the differences. They all kind of feel I think I'm just not enough of a power user to really understand. But yeah. Okay, so I've got this thing installed, and if I just run yarn develop, we should have a functioning site, right?
Yeah, except that I did everything with npm. I don't know if it matters. It shouldn't matter.
It shouldn't. Oh no, what do I have running on? What did I do? Oh, I've got another site running. Let me stop that. We'll try again.
Hi, Pierre. Hi, Derek.
Yeah, we've got
Thanks for watching.
we've got
And I should
the
say that Derek and Jim and Pierre are all here to be my lifelines in case you ask something. So I can answer. I've been literally like since I met you in December. I've been like pair programming with everybody here and learning, but there's still some things I don't know. So they're going to be able to answer anything I don't. So don't hesitate to ask any questions. Someone will be able to answer.
Yeah. I think that is, and it's super cool too, because like when I met you, it was just in passing. We were outside of API days in Paris, and I'd given a talk, and as I was walking out, I think I saw Pierre, and I was like, "Hey, how's it going?" And then we talked for a minute, and you were there, and so you and I got introduced, and then we were like, "Hey, we should do this sometime," and then we kind of like wandered off and never talked about it again, and then I think Pierre remembered and got this rolling. So thanks, Pierre, for being more organized than we are.
Well, you know, that's why he gets paid the big bucks, which is not even true, by the way.
Okay, so there we go. All right, here we go. We got it. We have ourselves a local site that's running, and this is configured. You said using just Markdown, or is it all hard coded?
No, it's all hard coded. But I do want to show you one thing. If you scroll down a little bit further,
yeah,
and then you see the Instagram there, would you mind hovering over that? What do you see there? That's your front end master's code.
Oh, cool. That's awesome. That's very cool.
Yeah, in fact, I'm pretty sure I copy pasted it.
Also, look at this cube of meat. Hold on, we're just going to take a second, and we're just going to...
Yes, we have to.
We're just going to observe this. Holy crap. Is this... What is this? Yeah, Wagyu. I hope I'm not offending anybody who doesn't eat meat, but like, I want to wallpaper my office with this pattern, like just the Wagyu beef pattern.
I love it.
Oh my God. Yeah. So anyway, oh no, that was the wrong thing to do. We're going to go back this way. Here we go. Yeah. So we've got our locally running site. Let me pop this open in the browser or in the code editor. Okay. Yeah, so do you want to talk us through what's happening here?
Yeah, a little bit. Sure. So I guess we should start with the seed data.js file.
Seed data.
Right there. Yeah. So here we have the different content types that we could create if we have enough time. And some of them obviously will have more priority than others, starting particularly with this events one. And so here you see, you know, if you keep, you know, there's 2 or 3 different ones. And
so these are the events. And then let's see, we've got bio data.
Did I say that right? No, it's Kyle. I'm sorry.
No, it's totally fine. It's totally fine. He's never going to speak to you again.
Okay. Well, I'm so sorry. Forgive me.
No, it's totally fine. At least you didn't say Jason and Jason because you thought we were the same person.
No, I won't do that. I knew that.
No, this is great. This is totally great. So we've got like hard coded data, which is cool. So this is going to be nice. I think this is what you were getting at when you called this enhancement, because now when we load in the data, we're just going to swap out where it comes from, not necessarily.
Yeah, you're not going to, we're like, we want to teach Strapi, and they have your channel to learn more about Gatsby and JavaScript or whatever, all the other things you teach well. And so the way we almost did it was just in Gatsby with front matter. But when you start to change it, the whole thing breaks, and it's just a nightmare. So, or at least that's what happened to me. Maybe you know not, but I would change one thing and the whole thing would just break.
Sure, yeah, so, it can get tricky when you're doing it that way.
Exactly, and I didn't want you to spend, anyway, I just want to show you the wonderful things that we can do and so on. And then the other thing I guess I should show you is we don't have that many hooks, but we do have one, I believe.
Hooks?
Just for Instagram and then for images, but we're not going to end up using that image. That's just to kind of fake the images. There was no other
Okay.
way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you look at the Gatsby config file, then that will tell you the rest of the story, and then we can move on from there.
Yep. 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 Okay. So we've got the file system loading images, loading posts.
Yeah, and that's where the images. There's two source files for images. One will be like the same images that will be global later, and then these images would be what will be replaced by the Strapi images. But I put them in post because they're post images.
Okay. Okay. Then we've got the Instagram prefetch Google fonts. Smart. And then Sharp to transform the images. So sick. This is looking great. Also, Ecomath, I see that the bearded meat cube. I am both a fan of beards and meat cubes, but I don't think that the twain should meet. Okay, so I want to make this into a Strapi powered site. So what's my first move to make that happen?
So we want to go and open another tab in your command line, and you want to install Strapi next to Gatsby.
Okay, so I'm going to go into Learn with Jason, and this was called Strapi Gatsby, and okay, so you need me to move this, like this needs to go into its own folder.
No, yeah,
right?
but next to like Gatsby will have an installation, and so the mother folder's here, and they'll be next to each other.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do then is let's move. How do I want to do this? I want to move make dir site. Nope. Strapi Gatsby site. Oh no. How do I do this? Okay. This is going to get weird. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to move Strapi Gatsby to Strapi temp site.
Okay.
Then I'm going to move Strapi temp. Oh no, what have I done? Oh, I changed. Oh no.
Gatsby?
I did bad things here. I wanted to move Strapi Gatsby. Shoot. Going up. Now I'm going to move it. Oh boy. We get to see how good I am at this. So now there should be, yep. So then I can move Strapi temp to Strapi Gatsby. Okay. Now I have a site. Aha, I did it. And then
now Gatsby should be in its own folder, huh?
Yeah, so it should be, okay. Where am I? How do you think I'm in here? What has happened? CD Strapi Gatsby site. Okay, then I should be able to just run yarn develop, and that should just work.
Yeah. Let's see.
Branded meat cubes. Ooh.
Empire.
I would get
Mr.
into.
Cardi is having a philosophical discussion about you.
I'm into it. Okay, so I need to Gatsby clean, and then yarn develop, and that should build a new cache, which should give us a functioning thing. I also really like that Strapi is OSS. I'm also confused that like we haven't had a single sound effect yet this time. This is where
I know. I think that's either a good thing or a bad thing.
I don't know. Yeah, we're either extremely interesting or extremely not interesting.
Exactly. So there we go. Awesome. Thank you, Chris. Oh no, it was Streamlabs. Sorry. Thank you, Stream.
No, that was definitely Chris. Streamlabs is just telling us what happened.
Oh, I see. Thank you.
Yeah. So where are you at? Okay. So now it still runs exactly as is. So we have effectively done very little to get the same result, but now we have the ability to go into Strapi Gatsby, and I've got the site here, so I can create a site or the Strapi API next to the site.
That's right.
Okay.
So the best way is, do you like Yarn or MPX better? Yarn, I think. Yarn.
Yeah, let's use yarn.
Yeah. Okay, so Yarn create, and then Strapi dash app, and then I turn to call this, and then space, and then Strapi. That's going to call it Strapi, and then space, and then dash dash quick start, and
And
then that's going to start it up for you.
okay.
And now we're going to need some elevator music because this can take a few seconds.
Takes a minute.
Yeah, it's downloading the whole thing, and then it's going to actually build it for us. When this is going to use a SQLite database that you're never going to use in production. It's just for prototyping, like we're doing, and then later it'll just merge effortlessly to any of the Postgres, MariaDB, or MySQL.
Nice.
Now, if you wanted to do Mongo, a Mongo database, then you'd have to get Mongo running. And then you could install Mongo without using Quick Start, and it'll ask you, what database.
Nice.
And then you'd have to build it and then start it. So, but this does it all for us in one command, and it's very easy to do, and very nice actually.
I'm into it. So while we're waiting for this to install, do you want to hear the song that I made yesterday on the stream?
Yeah, I saw you tweet about it. I want to hear it.
All right, so this is what we made on a stream yesterday with Joe. He goes by Steel Tip Dove. He's a producer out of Brooklyn. Okay. This was way out of character for me because I don't do music stuff, but I loved it so much that I'm talking to Joe about doing this monthly. Also, yeah, we should totally do Redeem Blitzbeat. That's a good idea. So we took a sample and we cut it up. That road sound is the sample.
Wow. See, I almost listened to it earlier, but I wanted to hear it fresh live.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had it open.
This
is good stuff.
Right, I got to play some horns.
Thanks,
I love it. This is so much fun.
This is good stuff. It's good, Jason.
I need to go turn that into something else.
Well, you can do so much with that, and you could use it in so many different places.
Holy buckets! Did that just work? Yeah. So I've also been working on. I had this whole other thing that I was working on. Are we done installing? Should I talk about? Okay, so we got time. I've got this other thing that I've been working on. One of the reasons that I first started talking to Joe is I was like, I want to make my own theme music because I used to be a musician back in the day. That was actually how I got into web development. Was through I was in a band and we couldn't afford to hire help, so I just started learning how to customize our MySpace page or put together a website or design our merch, that kind of stuff.
Wow.
And then we didn't make a whole bunch of money as a band, and so I left music and found out I could make money as a web developer. But I would love to do more with music. I'm just not good at having hobbies where I just do it for myself. So I've got a guitar and I've got the gear to make music, but I just kind of if I'm just sitting around and banging on it, I don't do anything. So I'm really into this idea of giving myself challenges and Learn with Jason being kind of a free form thing. What if I made, I learned animation so that I could do the cut screens, right? And now I'm all right, cool. Let's learn how to make theme music. So it ended up being a trap beat. If we have another long hold, I'll play that while we wait.
And we may, depending how far we go. There is one that we could have. We could get far enough.
All right, so I'm going to off screen. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm just gonna make one up that I'll be able to remember. Okay, and then here.
I'll warn you if the password's going to show anywhere, but we're pretty good about that.
Okay.
And there we go. So we're here. Now you know some WordPress. You've been using WordPress, right? And so
Yeah.
So a lot of people use ACF, Advanced Custom Fields, right? Mm-hmm. Now, so Strapi is amongst the many things that it does, but it's built around content types. So anything that you would do with ACF, you can do it more natively, more naturally with Strapi.
Okay.
Because I'm just trying to give a comparison so people understand. So that's exactly where we're going to go next. But the first thing we want to do is create a user for yourself. because administrators and users are separate. Think of an administrator as the person who handles this stuff.
Can you say more about that? So what, like,
Yeah.
so the administrator is what I am now. I'm logged in as the administrator.
That's
What
right.
is this user for?
So creating content types, opening routes, and other administrative tasks, like if you need to set up plugins and this sort of thing. Now you can also add data, right? Now the user, we tend to say front-end user because that is the person that you would use as the author. You would have them have an account or buy a product or leave a review or leave a comment.
Okay, I understand. Users. Okay, yeah, I'm in. Yeah. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Let's see. So, Chris, are you asking what about the channels? Is that something on Strapi, or is that something that you're asking me?
Oh, so Stratos asked, well, I happen to know that Jason doesn't like typing his password in a field that's not blocked. And so if Strapi doesn't have anything like that, it's all hidden. But if there was going to be some place, I was going to warn him that if he typed his password, everybody was going to be able to see it.
So basically the passwords aren't stored in plain text. It was just if I was going to type in a plain text field, you were going to give me a heads up.
That's right. That's right. Cool. All right, Strat, that's perfect. And then asking people about the concept of channels that was brought up in, okay, fine. All
right. I'm not quite sure what that discussion was, so I'm going to just let that happen in a side chat. And now, so I'm just creating.
Username is what we're going to see on the front end. Is that what you want?
Sure.
Or I was okay. And then like you don't need anything there.
And then this one, like if I click this button, we could see it, but if I don't, then we can't.
That's right. Exactly.
Okay.
And then you have two more things to do after this. One is to confirm it.
And that just means that I don't have to get like an email to click to confirm my address.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. And then the role, we're going to do authenticated.
Okay.
Yeah, it could be public, but authenticated is going to be easier for some things.
Okay. And then I'm saving.
Yep, please.
Tony, I really don't. It creates so much work for me off the stream every time that I show my tokens. So I'm very happy that David's looking out for me.
Yeah, I saw it, and I know it happened to me. I did a tutorial, and someone just tried to get into my it was my Mongo Atlas, and I was like, come on.
Yeah. Okay, so we are.
So the next step
is here.
We're going to create content. Yeah.
Okay. And so add one.
Yeah, I want to make sure that we maintain the names properly. So let me follow you along. Sorry.
Knock it off, Eco Math.
So we're going to create one, and it's going to be called event. Oh, yeah, let's do an easy one first. Actually, let's do an easy one first. Let's do bio.
Okay. Bio.
Lowercase bio. Mm-hmm. And now, if you want, you could add, like, if you're going to give this to a client, you might say, this is where you put your bio, right? And then it'll let them know.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect. And
anything
there's nothing under
else?
Event settings that we're going to do with anything right now. And so under bio, we're going to put 4 fields. And then these are all different fields. I mean, it's pretty clear. But like the first one is going to be the headline, and that's just going to be a string.
Okay.
And we want to call it headline.
Okay. And then do I hit continue
or
save?
Wait. No, you want to go to advanced settings.
Oh, okay.
And then this one, we want to make it required.
Okay.
Okay. And now you can just go continue because we're going to continue adding.
Okay. Can you explain the difference between these two? So this is like add more fields, and this is like I'm done.
Yeah, that's right. Basically.
Okay.
And then the next one is we're going to create a text field because that's going to be for the content of that bio.
Like this?
Mm-hmm. And then, we can go to advanced settings, and, it's actually, that's fine because it's not required. If someone doesn't put it in, it's not going to kill anything.
Okay. Do we want it to
Yeah.
be?
No, it's just going to be one paragraph or so. And then we're
Okay.
going to do one more image.
Image.
It's called media, under
Media.
media. We'll call it image.
Okay.
Then again, if it's not required, it's fine.
Okay. And so
And
we're
then
done?
we're going to do actually the last one. Well,
Oh.
save it and I'll show you what it does. Oh, okay, fine. Yeah.
We've come this far.
Yeah, relation is next, is the last one.
Relation. Okay.
Yeah. And now here, what we're going to want it to say is, you see on the right where it says permission?
Yes.
There you go. Yeah, in the drop down, you want to change that so it says user, because we're making a relation from the bio to the user.
Okay.
And then you see where it says field name on the left?
On the left.
Yeah. Let's rename that to author.
Author.
Perfect. Yeah. And then now these are different types of relations we can have. And what we want is the second one to your right, which is, let's say bio has and belongs to one. So if you click on, there you go. Perfect. Now,
And so
now what this means is, in theory, we could have different sections of the website that had different bios and with different authors. Now we're only going to have one bio on this one, but we want to create the relationship so that, let's say I want to be, on there, or let's say I want to do a food with friends in Paris. So I would have my own.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now we can save it.
Saved.
Now we have to save it again, and then it's going to restart Strapi.
Okay. Cool. And so now if I go in here, we have bios and I could like add one.
That's right.
And if I add that, and then I choose, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So
should I add
you can put
content?
anything you want. But what I put was about us. There in the headline.
About us.
And then you can, I wrote, there's more to life than hustle and grind, and I came up with this nice thing. But there you go. That's even better.
And then I feel like I think I have. So this was a fun project that I built with Gantlet board, where we use TensorFlow to tell the difference between me and Kyle Shevlin. And I think I have a photo in here of the two of us together.
There you go.
Did that work or what happened?
I don't know.
There it is.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. Okay. So let me grab this image. Throw it into my downloads. Okay. This is a fun project if you want to play with machine learning. I haven't announced it yet, but I'm going to have Gant come on again, and we've got a really supremely terrible idea that we're going to build on Halloween.
Nice. I love it already.
Okay.
Yep. Now remember, you didn't select yourself for some reason. Okay. And now we're good to save it.
I have saved it. Okay.
So I want to show you something that's really important with Strapi.
Okay.
Okay. So Strapi is secure by default, so none of our roots are open right now. But if we're going to have to open them if we want to use this data, right? If you go to the left here and go to roles and permissions.
Roles and permissions.
Yeah. And then if you see where it says public, if you click on the public down there.
Public.
Yeah. And then if you scroll down a little bit, you see where it says bio. Go ahead and click on like find, for example. Okay, now you see the /bios to the right? Yeah. So if you add that to the localhost :1337, you're going to get a forbidden.
Right now? Oh, because
exactly 11337, and then bio, exactly. So you see how it's forbidden? Yeah. Now if you go back, and now if you save this, and then refresh it, there's all the data.
Okay, so basically everything is locked down. And then
That's
we
right.
need to go in and create, like we need to specifically add an allow list of what people can load publicly.
That's right. And
Okay, got it.
that's creating and destroying. That's everything.
Yep. Ecomath, I am testing the keyboard accessibility, and it looks like we can see here that it's got that tab, but it's not. It looks like it needs a little work. So all right,
It's not
we've
so
got.
bad. I was testing it, by the way.
Well, I'm not.
You just at
It's
this page maybe, but if you go in, it's not so bad.
if I yeah, I think the major challenge is like, let's see, we can see the. Okay, am I in the? Yeah, the hard part is like I can't get to any of these. It looks like.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, it's I think it's just something that would be a huge win. But yeah, let's.
I know that we built a buffetjs.io, which is a component library that anybody who's going to make plugins is going to use in the backend, and we're still porting over to it. So this may be where there's some stuff that's not quite compatible.
Gotcha.
But I know that people here are kind of actually like our lead developer has a huge, he himself has kind of a need for accessible stuff. So
yeah, that's great. I mean, I think it's something that the making the effort, becoming aware of it, that's usually the first step, and then just making sure that it gets prioritized, because we had problems with that at some of my previous companies where we knew about it, and then we'd be like, we should fix that, and they're like, next sprint. Nah, that's got to be this
one. No, we're actively talking about it. Trust me, it's like a big deal.
That's awesome. Okay, so then we need to create another event type, or we need to create the event type.
Well, actually, what I'd like to do is just go ahead and pull in BIOS to the app right now.
Oh yeah, okay, let's do it. So I need to add.
It's not actually going to take a long time.
Okay.
I just need to make sure that it's going to be in the components and then under BIOS.
Okay. Do I not need to add like a source?
Oh, you do. We need to install Strapi. You're so right. So it's a Strapi source plugin.
Okay, so let's look that one up. Probably Gatsby source Strapi would be my assumption.
Yeah.
That looks right.
Yeah. It's the same.
Hey, look, that's you.
Hey.
All right, so we can run it locally, so that'll be good for now. Let's install this thing. I'm gonna yarn add Gatsby source Strapi, and then I'm gonna take all of this and just copy pasta. So I'll drop it right down at the bottom.
But what we want, this is fine. Everything's fine except for where it says content types.
Yes.
You want the user, but article becomes BIOS.
Okay. And now I don't need to log in, right? So I can just leave that out?
Yeah. Okay. You don't need to log in at all.
All right. So that's good. This is what we want.
Yeah, it looks good to me.
I'm going to save. Oh, no. I think I just put that in the wrong place, didn't I? I did. All right. That's fine. I'm going to put it up here in this one that's actually real. And then I'm going to delete this one down here.
Oh.
And then
you have two. Okay, never mind.
It's because I moved that.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yes, that happens to me.
So yeah, we're now functioning properly, and I'm going to restart.
Yes.
Yarn develop, and we should see Strapi data load. I don't know if it prints anything to the console when it loads.
I think it does. Oh, did we not save the roots? We need to save.
We did. BIOS. Tony's saying that we put the wrong thing in. That it should have been BIOS, so it should be plural.
Oh.
So good call, Tony.
Let's make sure.
Let's try that again.
No, we're getting a forbidden. I thought it was.
Do we need to make?
Can you remove bio or BIOS, or like just do bio at the end there?
I think it's because we didn't add any permissions for users.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. Yeah,
So
you
that's
guys scroll down a little
bio
bit, scroll down, and then users is there,
users. And
and
so we
then
just want
find and find one,
find and find
and
one.
find one.
Do I need find
Hmm.
one on the bios?
Yeah, we need, but you did that already, I think.
Well, we
You did
did
find and
find.
find
I
one.
don't think we did find one. Where was the bio?
It's all the
Content
way at the
type.
top.
No, here,
No, it's at the
content
top. It's at
manager.
the top.
It's where?
Oh, where did it go?
Here, application.
There.
So find and find
Okay.
one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let me save that. And then the users, I should have looked. Users was find and find one.
Yeah.
And so that is users. So we need to change this to users. And hopefully that'll work.
We tend to put those in as singular, but let's see. Because remember at the beginning when we set it up, we wrote bio, or did we write bios? I forget now. And we'll find out in 2 seconds.
Well, the endpoint was plural. So
Okay.
are we matching the type or the endpoint?
So Derek says plural, except on my, yeah, Derek. So let's see what happens because I have it as singular.
Is it working?
I don't know.
Did you freeze on me? Okay.
Could
Did this? Let me stop that. Try it again. There we go. Now it's doing stuff, and it didn't explode this time. So it's fetching. Okay. All right. And so then if I go to localhost 8000 GraphQL, what I'm hoping I find, yeah, we've got Strapi bios. And so I can do nodes, and let's add the headline. I'll get rid of this all page query. It's from something else. Then I can hit play. There we go.
Good. Okay, so it's working. And,
that is
and we
that
are
is
going
working.
to use that to do a page query. Or
Holy buckets! Did that just work? It did just work. All right. So now we've got Strapi data. So you wanted me to go into components. Is that right?
Yeah. And then it's in the bios file, bio.js file.
Okay. And so the bio data is coming out of seed data right now. That's want. Right. Where did this query come from?
That's for the image, only the image. We're going to get rid of that, but there was no way to get the image from the seed data file, so we had to do it 2 different ways.
Got you.
You're going to replace that, yeah.
Okay. And so am I doing another static query then?
Yeah, you're gonna make a static query just like you've done a million times.
Okay. And we will get, I want just one bio.
Well, you want the one that goes there.
Okay. So I'm going to get Strapi bios. And if I guess I just want like the headline and the content. Close this one so we don't use it anymore. And the image. And that'll be the child image sharp. And I'll get just that for now. Okay, so that gives us everything we need. So I'm going to take this, grab it, drop it in here, and then swap this out for Gatsby image sharp fluid. Okay. And then down here, we'll have data dot, I'm going to alias that so it's easier.
Okay.
And so here we can do data.bio.headline. Yep.
That should work.
And then data.bio, and this will be data.bio.image, child image sharp fluid. And then we can get rid of this query down here.
Yep.
And upon
And you can get
saving,
rid of the C data as well if you want.
that's
The
right.
import up there. So don't
Okay.
give any errors.
And upon saving, it should.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! Excellent. Okay, so that's awesome. This is where we need the new Holy Buckets
Yes.
emote that finally got approved. So I'm very excited about that. And cool. So now let's see. What else do we want to do? We want to get these pulling in dynamically, right?
Yeah. So there's yeah. So we're gonna do that. Let's do that now. The event.
Do the event. So I need to go back into
Yeah.
Strapi, and we're going to
Please.
go into a content type builder, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did I? So I remember last time that we did this, we were going to do like groups or something, and we did not install Strapi at Next this time.
Did we not?
We did not. I just did it like the normal way.
Okay. Well, then we won't use groups, or we can restart. But I think that's fine. We can do it without using groups.
Okay. Yeah, that's. I think that probably for the sake of complexity, let's not do
It's
that.
actually so easy with groups, like that. It's the easiest thing in the whole thing that we're going to do today. But anyway.
Yeah, I just
It's
mean more
fine.
like the complexity of me trying to figure out how to migrate this install to the latest version. Is that something that
Oh, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that.
we're not going to do that? Derek seems
No,
to
we're just
believe
going to
that
do it
that
like
is
this.
possible. Now this is fine. We'll do this. We're going to make this work. So it's an event, and do I need advanced settings or anything here?
Not there. No.
Okay, so
No.
I'm
This
going
is just
to
going to create the
save,
event.
and
Now
then
we're going to do this in stages, if that's okay.
that's fine.
Okay. So actually, we don't really have to do it in stages now because we don't have the group, but let's do it in stages anyway. Let's do the homepage stuff. And on the homepage, we have a title.
So all right, so we have this is the title.
The title. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then we have like a date and some description, right? So
That's right.
we'll start with a
And
title.
yeah,
Okay.
title, and then there.
Oh, I'm clicking buttons too fast, aren't I?
It's okay. We just, it just there's no error handling if you forget to put it, and then the whole thing comes crashing down.
No,
But
that's
it's
true.
okay.
Okay. All right.
Let's go. Let's do a slug.
Slug. Am I looking right at it?
It's a string. I'm sorry. We
Oh,
will
string.
soon have our own slug thing, but right now it's just a string.
Got you. And then this one
Fine.
is required.
Sure, that would be good. Yes. And
And
then,
then-
the next one should be details, and that should be a text. A text.
Text.
Yeah, and that's going to be
Details.
called details.
Okay.
Yeah. And then continue, and then let's put an image in there. So media, which is there, and then we'll call that image,
Okay.
and that should be probably required now.
Probably, especially if the UI is built to require that, we should probably make it required.
Yeah.
What else?
And then I think we just need to do a relation now.
Do we need a date, like the event date?
Yeah, we could do that.
Or
Yeah,
well,
let's do that
I was
because,
thinking
yeah.
of because it's showing up.
Yeah,
here.
you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, so we'll add a date, and then did you call that something particular?
Yeah, dinner, and then capital DATE.
Dinner date, and then a relation.
Yeah. And then a relation. Let's do a relation, and then this relation is going to be for the friends. So where it says bio, you want to go user, exactly.
User.
User. And then on the left where it says event, you want to call that friends.
Friends.
Now this relation is friends can have many events, and so it's all the way to the end.
A user has
One
many
more.
events.
And events have many users.
Okay. Yeah, so an event can have multiple people, and people can go to
That's right.
multiple events. So it's a
That's right.
many to many relationship. Got it.
Now we're going to change that events. We're going to call that joined capital E events.
Okay.
Yeah, otherwise we get naming collision. Okay, and that should be good enough for now.
Okay.
And then we want to save that, and what that's going to do is restart Strapi.
Okay.
And before we forget, let's go ahead and open the root under roles and permission.
Sorry,
It's
say
gonna
that
be on
one
the
more.
left.
Oh, roles and permission. Yeah, I was like
That's right.
public,
I'm sorry.
and now we need to make the
public.
events.
So find and find one.
Okay.
No, that's fine. You don't have to do that right now.
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff we can do with that, but okay. So now that's open, and now we need to enter some events. And I would say a minimum of 3.
Okay. And I'm just
Now
gonna copy. Whoops. No.
You could copy paste from the seed data file, or you could copy paste from the app itself.
Yeah. Let me copy paste from seed data. That's probably going to be easier. Let's go to the seed data, and we've got our events. So let's take here, add a new event, call it grilled hot dogs. What are you doing, computer? Why are you like this? Then for the slug, Mr. G.
You're forgiven.
Appreciate that.
Now you can actually copy paste the date. If you copy the date, you can copy paste it in there. Yeah, but then it's going to default to a time. And you just need to change the time.
That's nice. That's nice. Let's take it to, we'll say that happens at like 6 p.m.
Yeah. And then we just need an image for it. Now you can grab it from the post folder in the app if you want to do that. They're all named the same as the slug for your convenience.
Oh, nice. Okay, so I'm going to go into dev and wait, where is it? Here. Oh boy. Look at my mess. Learn with Jason, Strapi, site, and it was where now?
Under source and then
posts. Got it. And this was
so this one was grilled hot dogs, I think.
Okay. And then friends. Oh, we never did set up an author for this, did we?
I'm sorry?
We didn't set up an author for this.
Yeah, that's true. But okay.
Do we need to go back and fix that?
No, it's fine for now. We don't actually need. I was debating even having it in the app.
Okay.
Because it's kind of weird. Like, because once it gets big enough, Now I want to do something in Strapi real quick.
Okay.
Before you start the next one, so you see how this is all laid out. It's kind of a little weird, one could say. So if you go to configure the layout, down to your right, and then you see the view here. Now we can slide those around if you want to match the seed data, so that it's easier to input. Title. So first title, and then
dinner date. Where was the date?
Date. Where did the date go? Did the date disappear on this?
Can I make them?
I find that if they should all be there. Save it.
Okay.
And if we go back to edit view.
What did I do? How do I?
There. And then details, date. Where's the date? Oh, no, I don't know where the date went. Where's the date? Did we make a date?
I thought we did. Let's go back in and look. Did our date disappear? How did that happen?
Can we go back to the content type builder? I don't know where it went. I thought we made date. Event. Dinner date.
We broke it.
Oh, I don't know about that. Um, okay, well, let's go back and add and see if we can get the date back. Go back to view.
Content manager.
Look, oh,
Ah,
content
son of a
manager.
biscuit. That was the appropriate. That was the appropriate thing.
Yeah,
Why is this hidden though? Enable sort. That's fine. Enable search. View settings.
edit view, and then here, add new field maybe. I've never had this happen to me, so there it is. Okay.
Weird. Okay.
So okay, there's no more fields to add. So somehow we deleted it.
How do I just? What if I just want these all to be like in a stack? Is that
You
not
should be able to do that.
like really doesn't want me to do that?
In the version that we wanted to use, it works just fine. So anyway,
Sure, works on my machine. I get it. Um,
drag in
I'm
front
just
of image, he's saying.
drag it in front of image.
There you go.
Yep. I mean, it's yeah. So it's not really doing. It's like not. It seems to allow me to put it
It's
to the
not
left, but not above or below. It's
okay.
fine. Well, this is
Okay.
completely acceptable. We will do it like this. So I'm going to save it. Okay. Then
Yeah,
I'm going to go.
yeah, Derek, we fixed some of that in the next one, and I've been using it, so I forgot. But
Okay.
anyway, you can do that
This is
now.
totally
And
fine.
this is a little
This
nicer.
is usable. So
Yeah,
I got this one,
yeah.
and then for our details, copy in this delicious sounding bacon ipsum. It's going to be here, and then set that time to. How about I just edit it? Whoa.
I
That's
think we need to use the arrow keys right now. In this version, we have to use the arrow keys.
cool. That's fine. And then I'm going to use. We've got the French pastry dinner. And the
And then the
slug
slug.
was French pastry. Okay. And we need one more, you said?
Yeah, just so that the layout looks a little okay.
Eggs and salad. What is it?
Look,
Was this like you were like, let's add all my favorite dinners. Eggs and
no,
salad. I do
actually,
love eggs and salad.
I couldn't think of anything else that was clever. And then I had this restaurant that was recommended by my friend who lives in Portland, and I'm like, what do you eat with fried eggs? So,
I do. So fried egg I'm in love is outstanding. It is they make pun named breakfast sandwiches. So the one that I love the most is called the Yoko Ono, spelled like egg yolk. And then they
wow,
have they have the sriracha mix-a-lot, which is another wonderful sandwich.
I love it.
It's good. It's real good. So all right, we've got 3 events. I feel like that is plenty to get started, right?
Yes, that's fine. We're good now.
Okay.
We have more
And
if we want.
yeah, if we need to dig into more, we can do that. But I think this is probably good for
Yeah,
proving out what we're trying to prove out. So what do I need to do
exactly.
next?
So now where we want to go is we're probably going to go into our index file.
Index.
And yes, we are. And we need to
Which
create
one
another
where?
query to get this. Index.js under pages.
Under pages. Gotcha.
Sorry, yeah.
Okay. So we're loading seed
So
data.
you don't want to delete that yet. You want to keep that for now. Or yeah, it's probably better.
And so
Um,
here we're pulling in the information in the dinner date. We're using, I was like, what is happening? It's Lodash.
yeah, well, if we don't put something in there, we don't want the whole thing to come from there.
Right. No, that's totally fine. I just, I don't use Lodash. So like my brain was like, what's happening? There's so much going on. Okay. So we need to write a query, and that query needs to get us, let's see, to make sure that we've got the latest data, I need to go into the Gatsby config, and I need to add our events type.
Yep.
Okay. Then I'm going to stop and restart so we load that new data.
Someone's talking about pizza. Oh, it's you, Derek, of course. Okay. You know where I'm going to have food now.
Okay. So now if I come into graphical, I should be able to refresh, and then we can get into the event. So I'm going to get all events, nodes, and we want, what do we need? The title, the dinner date.
The details, the dinner date.
Image.
Not friends this time yet. Isn't there an image in there? The fluid image?
Get the source. Then, do we need anything else in here? Slug.
Slug we definitely need.
Okay.
And yeah, we want to be able to have a key, so we can use the Strapi ID for that.
Strapi ID or the regular ID or whichever. So we'll grab the Strapi ID. And then I want to sort these, right? By the dinner date?
By dinner date, exactly. How do you know that? It's and then
it's almost like I work with computers. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna sort by the dinner date descending so that we show the what that would be. Is that right? Yeah, because that would show you need to add code. Is that right?
Oh, we just got blitzed.
So ooh, you just came up with my tagline. You just got blitzed.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, somebody cut that up so that we can make it all right. So that's exciting.
Nice.
Okay. So we have we've got Strapi events. I'm going to get rid of the bios and let's make sure that we've got useful stuff here. So we've got the title, the details, the dinner date, the image, slug, and an ID that we can use for the key.
That's right.
Anything else that we need to actually, because these are tiny, I'm going to switch over to the other one just because we want guaranteed uniqueness, and the UUID is going to be a little bit better for that.
Works fine
so much. That's not helping at all. That's fine. It's totally fine.
Yeah, what's happening on the homepage is that the next event is the one that's going to show. That's why we're using the date.
Whoa.
As the filter.
Whoa. What is this? When did this get added? Like, what magic is that? It's showing me a local image when I hover over the, holy crap, that is amazing. That is super cool. Yeah, so they're asking in the chat about my nickname. The reason that I got my nickname is because nobody can spell my real name. My last name is Langsdorf. People can't pronounce it. People can't spell it. When I did a podcast push a while ago, and I think 4 podcasts spelled my name wrong.
Holy buckets, did that just work?
And Ben, thank you. So then the joke was I needed a screen name, and so we came up with Blitz Jackson because it seemed like that was, I was like, oh, that makes me sound like a weatherman. But then somebody said that made me sound like a WWE tag team member. So now I'm like I'm a WWE tag team member who is also a weatherman. Like that's my persona. It's like, if Mankind's got the sock puppet, I've got like the green screen and I'm pointing to storm clouds. So
it's not a bad career path.
Yeah, my finishing move is the category 5. I'm like, looks like it's gonna be rain tonight. No, I don't know what's going on. Should we focus up? Should we write some code?
Yeah, I love it. I
I
was
don't know what's
imagining
going
you
on.
in Fast and the Furious replacing The Rock, you know?
That's exactly what it is. I just give him the eye. That's where it came from, is the people's eyebrow.
Nice.
So all right, we're gonna do something productive here. So I have a working query. It is
Yeah.
in this tab,
Yeah.
and I can take this and we're gonna put it into our index, and we can just set up a page query. So I'm going to import GraphQL from Gatsby. And then down here, I can export const query, and we can drop this in here. So this will give us our query. And let's organize this a tad so that it makes sense to my brain.
Okay.
And this is going to use the Gatsby image sharp fluid fragment so that we get all the fields we need.
Yeah.
And that means that now we're going to get data. And our data is going to be data.events.nodes. And we can, let's see, these are already going to be ordered. Okay. So that means there's a lot of logic in here.
Yep. Some of it, yeah.
Let's see. So what's it telling us?
So,
Do we need
all,
what's the different stays?
so that's so what it's doing is it's trying to order it that way, but I'm not really sure that that's actually being used once we move it over to Strapi because we're filtering it in GraphQL.
Okay.
So,
That's fine. So then I'm going to change this out to be, so we need, it looks like the event itself is in here. And that is looking for details, information, is main event, slug, title, and image.
Image.
Okay. And so the is main event is just a true false. Information.
Right. So that's what it's going to change the design a little bit.
The information is just for the dinner date, so we can clean that up to be just the dinner date. And the details is being clipped. Okay. So I can take here, let's just write it in parallel. So I'm going to take data.events.nodes map, and we'll get an event, and I can return a card, and that card is going to have a key of event.id, and it will have an image of event.image.childImageSharp.fluid. And then we needed to pass in the dinner date. I'm going to do these manually so that we know where everything's coming from.
Yeah, it was quite something to get those images to show up without doing it the normal way with seed data and so on.
Yeah, that's something that it would be cool to clean up, but I don't know that. I'm not sure
I mean, it's
exactly.
just not the way you're supposed to use Gatsby. So.
Well, it would be nice if you could without having. I think the way that you would do it is you would use Gatsby transformer JSON and load the seed data that way. So that's going to be event.details, and then along with the details, we need the title and the slug. So I'm going to do title, and then duplicate that again, and we'll do the slug. And was that everything?
I think
details,
so.
dinner date, slug,
right
title, image. And then I need, if it's the first image, I need to add is main. Is that right?
No, it should. Let me see. No, because we're doing, well, let's just see what happens. I don't think so.
Okay.
Because
what's the save all command option save? That was it. I missed something. Unexpected token. Oh, I forgot to finish out the Forgot to finish it out. And then I'm going to get rid of this. Cannot read property events of undefined. I think I need to stop and restart to get that query to get picked up. Oh, I love this. Look at all these clips that happened today. This is amazing.
Wow.
I have another, Chris sent me this animated, or he sent me a video of me throwing pizza, and I really want, I want a sound effect that we can play that's just something it's going to be like
a splat?
Well, just like, well, no, because I actually threw it well. But it needs to be like, it'll be like I want a bunch of catchphrases is really where I want to go with this. Like, I want my life to be a series of cliches. And I want eventually to be remembered only by one phrase, like Urkel. Nobody remembers anything about that character except, did I do that? Right. So that's really what I'm going for, is I'd like to be reduced to a cliche.
Okay. Well,
I'm very much kidding about that.
let's
Please
see
don't
what we
reduce
can
me to a
do.
cliche.
Let's see what we can do.
Okay, so I got something
What happened?
wrong, but I don't know what.
I broke it.
Cannot read property source of undefined. Oh, I know why. Wait, I don't know why. What did I do? I missed something. I missed something. So image, child image sharp fluid. And it was...
You didn't delete the slider stuff, the seed data stuff, right?
Event, image, child image sharp, fluid. That's the right thing. And then in the card, we get the image. Oh, I see what happened. I passed in the fluid, and it was trying to double access .fluid.
There we go.
Okay, so we're missing our next food event.
Okay.
But it is pulling in these. So then I could just do something like here. No, on the index, I can include the index, and we'll call it is main event is going to be index is 0, and that should solve that problem.
And it does. Look at that.
Oh boy, something went real weird.
Ew. What is that?
Oh, we doubled it up. So let me get rid of that.
Oh.
Okay. Hoofda. All right. So that's exciting. Okay. So we got
awesome.
it. We did break this somehow. That's fascinating.
How did, because what? But I don't know how that happened.
You know what? I think maybe we take one problem at a time. We'll troubleshoot that later. For now, let's dig in and get this. Let's get this running. So we want to be able to
probably
click into this.
We have two choices. We can get the slider working, which is going to be a really quick fix, or because right now it's just seed data stuff, or we can move on to the single post layout.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to clean some of this up. So we're not using that anymore, which means we're not using that anymore, which means we're not using these anymore. Oh my, look at all that. Look at all that business logic we just got to get rid of. That's exciting.
Yeah, but we're going to break
dash. What? We're not breaking anything.
Sure we are.
Huh.
Oh, well, no, maybe not, actually.
Yeah, it was all unused once we refactored that out. So I think what you're looking for is in the layout, maybe?
Slider component. I put it in the slider component, image slider. I thought the image slider was going to have a count.
Image slider. Where does this get used, though?
It's on the home page. It's a slider.
Oh, here it is. Oh, geez. Why? I don't know why. Okay. All right. So we've got this, and then this is pulling the events from the seed data. And I think what would be interesting here is, let's see, and this we're going to get rid of, right?
Yeah, we're going to get rid of a lot of that. What we want to do is go back to Strapi, and we're going to add a Boolean, and it's going to be, is it featured? And then we're going to create a query that is filtered by, is it featured? And then that's what will show up in the slider.
So I'm doing that here, right?
Yeah, you're gonna go back to content type builder and then create a Boolean and just call it featured. So add a content
No,
type.
wrong button. I'm going into the event,
Oh,
adding
yes,
a
it
new
is. Add a new
field.
field. And then
That
Boolean's
is a
on the right there. Yeah.
Boolean featured. Okay.
What is the initial difference one would notice from moving over from pure React to Gatsby?
I think the initial difference of moving over from pure React to Gatsby is pretty light. The primary difference is when you get started, this pages folder will get built into your actual route. So this is your home page. This would be /about. This is /friends, and whatever React component you put in there gets rendered. When you go deeper, you have access to a data layer that Gatsby does through GraphQL. That's when you get into these Gatsby config files or Gatsby node if you want to do something manual. And then from there, there are just helper APIs to generate things to that basically turn it into a more full-featured data management system than a plain React app where you would be on your own. So functionally, you're just writing React. There are additional APIs and data source aggregation. So what we're doing today is we installed Gatsby source Strapi, and that means that all the data from Strapi is accessible to us through a single build time server-side rendering friendly data layer. And if you were doing that in React, you would have to set up server-side rendering on your own. You would have to figure out how to get that data in. You would have to manage all of the business logic. I mean, you just saw with this index page, we deleted 50, 60 lines of code when we were able to get rid of all this stuff. So, you know, it's really, it's a set of opinions and best practices for developing your React apps in a way that allows you to deploy them on fully static assets. So you put it onto Netlify in a CDN. It's really, really nice. I was trying to use it at IBM, which is how I ended up joining the Gatsby team. And now that I'm independent, you know, it's still my preferred way of building anything for the web. And I've lost
Can
my
I add
train of
something
thought.
to that?
Yeah, please do.
I didn't quite believe this. I mean, being a new programmer 9 months ago, that this was really just React with added Gatsby. But we've included two React libraries for the hamburger menu and for the slider. And it works just like React. I mean, because it is React. It really is. So.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest challenge with any server-side rendering is just learning how to differentiate like what's going to break when you try to server-side render it, and then making sure that you escape that. And really, like a good guideline for that is if it's going to touch the window or any of the document properties or methods, you just have to wrap it in a React lifecycle method like useEffect or component will mount or did mount to make sure that the server-side rendering doesn't try to do it. But that is, yeah. Oh man, yeah. I want to corgyize me. Chris, we should totally do that. That would be fun. That would be a fun stream to do. Okay. I'm sure there was something I was supposed to be doing that I've completely gone off the rails about.
So we're going to change. We're going to go to Strapi, add the Boolean, and then we have to go back into the content. And
okay,
then
so
take
I added
two of our events.
Added that one.
Did you save
now
it?
I can go to the events.
Did you save it?
I did
not.
not.
You have to save it first.
Thanks for saving me, Strapi.
Oof.
Saving me from myself. Okay, so we're gonna make this one featured.
Yeah. So you just got to click on the and then another one. We should have two, so it slides.
Okay. I am saving, and so what I think I can do is I think I can just pass this in, right? So if I just get featured, then I should be able to just drop my events into the slider.
Yeah, we're right now we're doing it from the slider component, but you could, I guess, do it there.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, it's up to you.
Maybe it doesn't matter. Well, we need all this data anyways, right? So I can just. Nah, I don't like that. Because then we're prop drilling. So let me get rid of. I guess I'll just save this whole thing, and then I'll get rid of the featured prop or thing because we're not using it. And then inside the image slider, we want to do stuff.
Yeah.
So I've got link from Gatsby. We'll do a use static query. And that means I also need GraphQL. So I can go into here. And it looks like this is already kind of set up. So let me just comment that out. Drop this in.
I was testing things to make sure they worked.
No worries. No worries at all. And so now we should have the events.
But we don't need all that data.
So what data do we need? Let's
so
look at the
we
component
need
and
the
find
title,
out.
the slug, and the image.
Title, slug, and image. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay. So in this case, we're going to...
and also the date.
You know what?
Date, because we're going to... No, we don't need the dinner date. We just need the title, slug, and image.
I'm gonna switch this up a little bit because what I want is I also want to filter by featured.
Featured. Yeah.
Gotta refresh. We need to stop and restart because we haven't pulled that new.
Oh, yeah.
So this will pull in the new featured field that we created. And now, here we go. So I can filter and only get it if it is true. True? Wait, does it come back as like 1? Or
it should
how?
Be true.
True.
Okay. I'm looking at my query. Filter by true, just true. True is good.
As a string or as the?
I don't have it as a string. I just have true.
Okay. So we don't need that then. We don't need the details. We don't, we'll keep an ID so that we can filter. So slug, title, dinner date, and image source. Expected type int found true. So it looks like.
There you go.
It looks like Gatsby coerced it to a 1. So we are saying that it is featured and we need that data. So I'm going to grab this out, go back in here, and let's just swap this whole thing.
And don't forget to change the child image sharp.
Yes, good call. Gatsby image sharp fluid. And now we have our data. So we get our events and we don't need to slice anymore. Or I guess, can I limit to 3? Yes.
Well, you know, when I was designing it, I was like, I was going to limit it to 3, but if I have,
no, we can just limit it to 3. I think that's fine.
Sure.
Let's just add that. So I'm going to also limit to 3. And that way we don't have to do the slice. So down here, we can just do data events nodes map, right? Data events nodes. And then inside we get the event and the index. We don't really need the index anymore because we can do the event.id. We are going to use the event.slug. What? Oh, this is, yeah, okay. So, ooh, this is interesting because we're doing a background image. So
it still worked when we did node image, child image sharp, fluid source.
Okay. So then we don't really need the whole fluid. We can just get the source. Let's get, because we don't want to overfetch, right? Like we always want to use just the data that we're actually using. So event.image child image sharp fluid source, and that should work. And then we're going to get event.dinnerdate, event.slug, event.title. And I think that'll just work. So let's run it and see.
Is there only two?
There's
There's
only
only
two.
two. Now,
Very
isn't that
cool.
cool?
That's very cool.
Now, when you want to highlight, your events, you can do it that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good. This is great. So this did everything we wanted it to do.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So I guess we're pretty low on time here. We got about 5 minutes left.
Okay.
So I think this is probably a good place to wrap up. The thing that we would want to do.
Everything.
The only thing we didn't touch here is programmatically generating pages, which is in here right now. It's pulling out, I think, the seed data. Is that right? Yeah, so it's pulling out the events from the seed data. So the only real difference would be that we would rewrite it to use a GraphQL query, and then we'd do the same loop, and we'd have to refactor the components to use the event.js would have to be refactored to use the Strapi data versus the seed data. But that's just going to be kind of more of the same of what we've done.
It's exactly the same. Yeah.
So David, this was super fun. We survived with very little technical issues, lots of me focusing issues, but I think that's par for the course. Where should people find you online?
So, we're open on all the channels, whether it's Reddit or our Slack. Strapi.slack.com is a good channel. You'll find individuals like Derek who are there all the time. And then of course, personally, I'm at Kai_Dawei, DA, that one. That's my Chinese name from my time in Taiwan.
Okay.
And, so we're everywhere. We're monitoring all the time, and we're ready to answer questions on our blog, Twitter. Twitter is StrapiJS, at StrapiJS. And that's probably really important to follow as well.
And then Pierre just put in a couple things in the chat. So strapi.io and also
and our GitHub. We're all over GitHub as well. Strapi/Strapi.
Yeah, so definitely go check these out. Give Strapi a try. This is cool. It's open source. It's always cool to have fully open source. That means that you own all of your code. You're not relying on a software as a service platform or something. So even if, God forbid, Strapi the business goes away, Strapi the project is still open source. So that's important to consider because, if you like Tumblr, for example, was a place to keep your data, but when they went away, Tumblr just went away along with all of your data. So I guess it didn't go away. It got sold to WordPress. But so, there's a lot of good reasons to have an open source thing. Ecomath, I believe that is a good call on the accessibility stuff. I think,
yes,
is there an accessibility issue here that people can follow?
I'm not sure. It's just, we're already talking about it so much. I don't know if there's a specific issue. We have our internal stuff about it. So
okay, cool.
Yeah. I would like to point out, before we leave, if we go to the strapi.io documentation, I want to show that you can deploy it a million different ways. And we have under guides, if you go down the guides, under deployment. And then here, like DigitalOcean is for any VPS, for you, like Ubuntu EPS and then AWS. So it's all there step by step. And it's one of the benefits of
Yeah, that's great. So that's super exciting too, because like DigitalOcean you can run for $5 a month, and like AWS is pretty cheap depending on how you set it up. Heroku is that's $10 a month, something like that.
Well, if you don't mind it sleeping on you, you gotta pay. You gotta pay if you want to use Heroku. Otherwise, it sleeps and data. People are using Heroku a lot as well, though, and so you would put Strap. Now, some people build everything with Gatsby, and then they just drop the Gatsby file into Netlify.
Okay.
From your desktop.
Cool.
So you don't even have to host Strapi if you don't really want to. You just have to build your Gatsby file and then throw it up there.
Yeah, that's super cool. So this is
your
all
own personal blog, for example.
Yeah, yeah. If it's just you working on the data, that's a good. I mean, that's a good way to look at it. So all right, I think that's it for us this week. Stay tuned. We're gonna raid, and make sure you go check out the brand new learnwithjason.com. I'm missing a lot of episodes. I'm trying to figure out how to get that updated now. But look at the schedule. Like we've got tomorrow, we're going to get on with Paul Henschel. We're going to learn 3D animation in React 3 Fiber. Super excited for that. We've got EJ Mason coming on Monday. We've got Sarah Drasner the following Monday, which I am like, holy crap, excited for. She's one of my heroes. So that's always, this is going to be super fun. A lot of animation. And yeah, we talked about accessibility today. EJ is all about accessible forms. We're going to be looking on that. Then we're going to get into some WordPress stuff. We're going to get into apps and component libraries. I have a few things that aren't up on the schedule yet, but I'm so pumped about it. Definitely go check out that new site. And make sure that you subscribe, because I'm unemployed now, and this is we got to keep these lights on, folks. But yeah, so if you've got an Amazon Prime account, you can subscribe for free. That gives me money and costs you nothing. That is very helpful. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time. David, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, Jason. It was awesome. Bye, everybody.